In this video, we want to take a look at installing the Apache web server. We're just going to do a basic server install, single web page, nothing fancy, just get a web server up and running. I've got a text document here that has some preconditions, some things that we'll need in order to make this work. First thing is that either before or after we install the web server, we will need to configure our firewall PF1 to port forward port 80 to our Linux server. So what we're talking about here is from the internet coming to our external IP address, which in DNS we should have set up as www. My case ak.bobstaco.com. So I have DNS installed on Linux and I have it as facing the internet. So from the internet, if someone types in www.ak.bobstaco.com, we want that to resolve to the internet side of our pfSense firewall, be then port forwarded internally and routed to our Linux server on its port 80. We need to mount the ISO file to get the installation parts and pieces. And roughly the walkthrough I'm going through was originated from this article. This article is a very thorough article. It goes into much more detail than what we're doing here. And it's also on SLES 10, but you'll find that it's very, very close. Something else, a couple of things worth noting is that when we're done installing the server, our web pages will be, the root of our web server will be this folder. And this is important because there is no default document created. There's no basic web page created. The server's installed, but we need to go to that particular folder and create a very simple document. And we'll save it as index.html, and that'll be our way of testing that our web server is up and running. There's an odd thing here that if you're not familiar with Linux, I wanted to make a note here and captured in the video, and that's that on this folder on the root of our website /svr/www, we do need to verify or change the permissions, and they could be already set to this. In my case, I believe they are, but if not, this is the command you do it. Chmod or change mod is a command to go and change the permissions on a folder. The -r means to include recursively all subfolders, and this number here represents what the permissions are going to be for the owner, for the primary group, and for others. So it's kind of like the three classifications: you, your primary group you belong to, and then everybody else. And we'll give a quick look at this. I can see already we're at 3 minutes and we haven't even started the install yet. So this will likely wind up being a couple of videos. But I wanted to get this information to you. We need to have this stuff set up in order to proceed. So I'll go ahead and shrink this, and you can see I've got the DVD mounted, and let's go into YAST and go ahead and get started. Well, it's not called Apache. The engine of the server is already there. We just need to install some add-ons to it. And so we just go and click on the HTTP server. Okay. We're going to enable it. We're going to listen on port 80. Looks good. This is my third or fourth time to go through this server, and this looks a little different than what I saw before, but we'll keep going here. So the service will be enabled, listening on port 80. Okay, let's keep going. This is something that others of us have seen, and it's not a problem. It's just it identifies that we have modified the etc resolver.com file. Actually, several of you told me about this error before I saw this error. Yes, we did. We remarked out. We put a pound symbol in front of the DNS reference for 127.0.0.1. It's telling us that, but we're okay with that. We needed that. We needed to make that modification. So that is pretty much it, other than going into the file system and creating the basic document. And so I'm gonna close this video right here, and we'll start up another video where we go in the file system, and I'll show you the additional stuff we need to do.